What, honey? What?
Thirsty.
Oh,
My throat.
I don't know if the doctor said you can have water, but I don't think it'll hurt. Before you know it, you'll be out of here and we'll be toasting your health with champagne. Here you go. The airport, why didn't I take you to the doctor when you had that attack? Why didn't you tell me you were so sick?
Julian.
Oh, no, don't.
Julian.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Robert.
Robert will be here soon. We're going to get Robert. He's on his way. He's coming to see you. He'll be here soon. Just rest for Robert. You'll be okay. Okay?
She should get some rest now, too.
Okay. I'll go get Robert. Okay? He'll be here soon. Just rest. Just rest.
And they all seem to agree with Dick's plan completely. Even your old friend Monty the Dice.
Monty agreed?
I think they understand it's a way out of the rackets without making a cut in their incomes. And Dick explained to them that we would finance them as legit players in Atlantic City or in any other business until their income equals what it does now. And then when he showed them that the cost for things like protection would fall, well, they thought it was in their best interest.
Even Monty the Dice. It's sure not like the old days.
Oh, I think that's the point, Victor. It's not the old days anymore.
Turning bookies legit is one thing, Duke. They just keep on gambling. They can keep feeling that rush of excitement from being on the edge. Some of the others, though, I just can't picture them being real happy about running a legitimate laundry service, for instance. You really think you can convince everyone?
Not everyone, no, but well, as a whole, we can get the family out of crime.
What about the ones who are left?
There's not much we can do, Victor, about people who enjoy violence.
So, what happens to them?
Possibly they die. Most likely they'll end up on the slammer without the family's brains and strength and nothing more than common street thugs.
And you consider that fulfillment of your promise to Julian?
Julian knew we couldn't get everybody out of the rackets. He knew we couldn't get everybody into legitimate business. But we could take the family as a whole out of crime. He was aware there'd be some who prefer to stay on the other side of the street.
And some of those may oppose you somewhat strongly.
Yes, I expect they will.
This does not worry you.
The only thing that worries me, quite frankly, is that my wife will discover that I'm associated with you.
And if she does, will you desert your obligation to Julian's memory?
Neither of us would even consider that.
I'm talking to Duke. I put the question to you, Duke, because it could happen.
It won't happen. And I can't think beyond that.
You will remember, won't you, that such a thing would make us, once again, enemies.
Fear is not the reason I am here, you know.
For you, that was not a threat. It would insult a man like you. You're not like the rest of them. It was that way with Julian, too. But you must forgive an old man who spent his life in a world where fear was the only way to control people. I know that is not your way. But this is not a code, I know. Just as this business between us is not easy for me. You and Julian are part of a world that is not my world. You must forgive me if I need assurance that Julian's wish will become his monument. If I need to know that you will do this thing.
I have to. I promised Julian I would.
Julian was convinced it could be done.
Yes. Yeah. I know he was.
Duke can do it, Father. I'm convinced of it. Duke and I can do this.
Are there any messages from me?
Well, nothing since I arrived, but there was a message from Sean on the machine. He said he had to talk to Robert as soon as possible.
Really? He didn't leave a message for me? Maybe I should call him.
No, he said he couldn't be reached. He said he'd call back.
Well, I don't know where Robert is.
Good.
Hello, Anna Devane here.
You know, it'd be a lot easier to keep up with you if you'd stay in one place for a while.
Well, where are you?
I'm trying to meet up with you. It would appear that I'm about one jump behind. I'm in New York.
Robert's in New York City.
Tell him that Sean called.
Sean called, and he wants to speak to you. Do you have any idea why?
Is he in the office?
No, he's not here, but he said he'd get back to you. I guess it's a little difficult to find payphones on the docks.
Listen, considering that I've flown all the way here to New York to fill you in on details of the Woods case...
You might do me the courtesy of restraining your interrogation. Of course,
I suppose we could keep this little conversation till I get back to Port Charles.
I'm going to strangle you one day, Robert.
you still love me, don't you?
Oh, come on.
Have you heard from the wife, Fran Woods?
Not since the last time. Do you have something new?
Maybe, maybe not. If you do hear from her, you won't forget to get her husband's shoe size, will you?
I haven't.
And what brand of shoes would you prefer? It would be also helpful.
I didn't forget about that, Robert.
Right,
You're so touchy.
As soon as I hear from her, I will let you know. Now leave me alone.
I can't do that, darling. Not when we may have found a shoe from our favorite stiff in the river.
If there was a stiff in the river...
Well, whatever. It will be interesting to see if Mrs. Woods finds the shoe familiar, wouldn't it?
If she calls, I'll ask.
Listen,
As long as I'm here, you wouldn't happen to know if your hubby was in town, would you?
Maybe.
So we can fly back with you.
He's coming in tonight. Why don't you just leave this alone, Robert?
What are you talking about?
Trying to associate him with the mob or with the case we're working on, or anything else for that matter.
Look, I'm expecting to be guest of honor at his canonization.
Bye, Robert.
Sean's on the other line. He wants to talk to Robert.
Oh. Tell him he's in New York. He's in New York.
He heard. He wants to know where.
I don't know where he is.
She says that she just...
Heard what she said, Felicia. Listen to me very carefully. Now, if Robert calls back again, you tell him it's very important. Cheryl's in the hospital. She's asking for him. It's very serious.
I will.
Honey, Robert's in New York City. Anna doesn't have a number.
He can't be. She'll need him right now. I don't know what to do. She keeps calling for him. What do we do?
Calm down. Calm down. Now, I've left messages all over Port Charles for Robert. He's bound to get one sooner or later, okay?
Sooner or later. Too late, perhaps.
Will you stop that? They're going to stabilize her condition. She's going to feel better. She'll probably end up dancing at our wedding with Robert, okay?
Our wedding?
Yeah.
Do you know how much I wanted to be at our wedding?
I know.
Oh, Sean, I've got so many years to make up for. I've got so many hurts and so much distance. I mean, do you know what it's like to actually find your sister after all this time? How much it hurts to lose her and then find her, and then all of a sudden you begin to understand what it's like to have a sister again, and all of a sudden this happens, you know?
She's going to be all right.
It's all my fault, though.
It's not your fault.
It is my fault. It is, Sean. You don't understand. She only has one kidney. She lost one kidney because of me. It's my fault. I hit her with a bat. I mean, I didn't mean to hit her. I didn't mean to hit her at all. I mean, you know, I was just throwing the bat. It was one of those kids' things, and I didn't mean to hit her, and it hit her very hard. It hit her in the back. And there, I remember sitting in the hospital just like this, you know. And I wanted to go in to see her into her room, and they wouldn't let me because they said I was too young. I remember sitting there, looking down that long hallway. They rolled her out. They rolled her out into the corridor, and they rolled her into the operating room. She had all those needles sticking out of her. It was awful. And then, you know what they did? They wouldn't let me stay. They made me go home. They said I was too little, and I had to go home. I didn't even get to stand. I went home, and I prayed. I didn't know what else to do. I was so scared. And I prayed, and I protested. I'd do anything. I said that I would take any punishment. She would just be all right. I don't want to lose her.
Honey, she's going to be all right. She's going to be all right.